Welcome to Green Ball Extra, the new offshoot show from the Green Ball Show. Green Ball Extra will be more of a quick hit about Irish cricket to complement the longer chats of the main show. I'm Craig Easdown, and today we're going to head across the water to the biobubble in Southampton, and we're going to have a chat to our very own George Dockrell. Good morning, George.
Morning, Craig. How you doing?
George, you've been there about a week or so in Southampton. What's it like inside the biobubble?
Yeah, it's been great so far. I think ECB have looked after us very well. The setup here is fantastic in terms of, I suppose, all the necessary precautions they need to take, and at the same time making sure we have the appropriate facilities and things around here to ensure that we have a successful tour. So I think all the guys have been really happy getting over here and being able to train and compete at a brilliant venue. And again, all the things that have been kind of organised for us made us feel very safe and being able to relax and focus on the cricket part of things.
And I believe it differs from a normal tour, and you've got to make your own beds because there's no housekeeping. Is that correct?
Yeah, obviously there's some changes from I suppose what you would normally have on tour, but again, it's probably nothing different from being at home. And again, I kind of thought of every possibility in terms of the rooms and in terms of what you might normally get in a hotel to make sure that we're well looked after. So again, it's not a problem at all for any of the guys that we need to make our own beds or anything like that. And feel very well looked after. I think everyone's really enjoying it over here so far.
So we had a practice match on Wednesday night, pretty high scoring affair, and you bowled fairly tightly in that account. How did you feel out there being your first, if we say normal game of cricket since lockdown?
Yeah, no, I think it was great to get out and kind of compete. No matter how much you train, it's always a little bit different in that match environment when you're under pressure. So to be back out there and bowling against a batter and having to make those tactical decisions as well in game was absolutely brilliant and nice to have bowled 8 overs and got a couple of wickets. I think it was great to see all the guys get a run out. It was 2 good scores from 2 good teams. And again, I think both teams had a number of bowlers who bowled really well. So I think it's fantastic. There's some great competition amongst the guys for places at the moment, and that's exactly what you want. And I think a perfect first outing for us generally. So hoping to build on that, looking ahead to the England Lions game as well this weekend.
Yeah, so the next game on Sunday is the warm-up game against the England Lions. How familiar are you with the Lions squad and the players?
Yeah, I suppose in terms of the familiarity, there's a lot of overlap with a number of the guys who've played county cricket, and we'd have such good knowledge, I think, of a lot of the English players compared to a lot of other countries that you might have in the world and that we would play against. So there'd be quite a bit of overlap. I'm sure there'd be some guys who are slightly newer coming through, but as always with Scotty and our analysts, we'll have a good idea of what we're going to come up against. And again, it's just a great opportunity, I think, to test ourselves against some good cricketers and take on some different players. We've been training amongst ourselves for so long now, plus playing a game against guys so well. So maybe it will be nice to have a game against a bunch of guys who maybe you haven't seen as much of.
Now, you're squad number 50 in the Irish team. You've chosen that number. What's the story behind that number? Any story?
Owen Morgan, he moved on, I think, a few months before I came into the national team. So when I think it was Suzanne Keneally sent me a message asking me what squad number I was looking to get, I asked if that was available, and she said it was. So I thought it was a pretty good player to follow in his footsteps, I suppose. And so I've always kind of wanted that number, and for me it was nice to get that. Obviously, 10 years ago. That's probably the main reason behind it.
Very good. Now, the main game we're here for is to play England in 3 ODIs, and of course, we've had some famous success against them, particularly at the 2011 World Cup. You played in that game. What do you remember of that game?
Yeah, it was an incredible game itself. The ground in Bangalore was it's quite a intimate venue, I suppose. It's quite a small venue. It was such a good crowd, I remember, on that day. So it was a great atmosphere the whole way through the game. I remember being relatively happy restricting him into the total we did, although we knew it was going to be a lot of runs. But again, Bangalore can be quite small at times when you get going. And then the main memories from then on is just that losing those early wickets and thinking we put ourselves in a tough position, and then just being absolutely blown away by Kev's innings and watching him go about it, along with Cusey, who I think, what his knock in that game will always kind of sneak under the radar, but it was invaluable as well in itself. But yeah, just watching the two of them go about it and get us within striking distance. And then when I had the pads on and I was thinking about coming in next, hiding inside, watching it on TV because I couldn't watch it live. But yeah, pretty special day in my life. I suppose pretty special day for Irish cricket and a big day for our sport as well. So to have been part of that, it'll probably always stick in my mind as one of the greatest days in an Irish jersey. And yeah, one I'll always remember pretty fondly.
So back to where you are now and today, between training sessions, you said golf wasn't on your radar to play, but between meal times, you're reading, you're watching Netflix, you're watching TV. How are you feeling in the time?
Yeah, a bit of reading. Been doing a bit of that stuff. I've got a few books with me here, and I'm trying to get through as well. And it's quite nice. We've got some balconies actually here out overlooking the pitch, and they're all kind of in a row. So it's nice in the afternoons to just get out there and read and relax a little bit, and chill out. I think a little bit as well. So we have a lot of time. Obviously, it helps that we're training at the ground. So once you finish training, you can walk back to the room. Which is a nice way of doing things. So I've been doing a little bit of that, a little bit of study. I'm still at college as well at the moment, so doing a bit of that to keep me busy. But yeah, definitely not bored, which is a good thing. So yeah, it's going well.
Fantastic. Right, well, that's a quick one for you, George. Thank you for joining us and taking a few minutes out of your schedule. Best of luck with the rest of the trip, and we're all back in green. Farewell for now.
Thanks for having me.
Cheers. Thanks for joining me for Green Ball Extra. The next match of the Irish squad is against England Lions at 2 p.m. on Sunday, which will be live streamed by the ECB. Thank you for joining and welcome. Farewell for now.